Welcome back. You're watching Market Sense. We have with us now on the show Pirojsha Godrej, who's Managing Director and CEO at Godrej Properties, to talk to us about the outlook for his company and the housing sector. Now, Pirojsha, to begin with, your company has merged your waterside properties company into the listed entity. Can you give us the rationale behind this and also give us more details on your waterside properties?
Sure. Good afternoon, George. Good to be with you. On Godrej Waterside is a commercial project we're developing in Kolkata, where we had a private equity partner in the project. That partner has since exited the project, so it's now a full subsidiary of Godrej Properties that will be merged with Godrej Properties.
Pirojsha, we also understand that the company was going to redevelop a major society in Curry Road in Mumbai. What kind of revenues will this project generate?
No, this is under the development management fee model for Godrej Properties, where actually we don't invest in any of the construction for the project, and similarly we get a limited portion of the revenues. But it's a very high margin model for us and a financially totally risk-free model for us. So we would expect somewhere between 30 and 40 crores of revenue from the project, but almost all of that will also be profit from the project. But I think what was very encouraging for us is that in every single quarter of 2012, we've been able to add a new redevelopment project, which I think is a good sign of our ability to, on an ongoing basis, add valuable new projects in Mumbai.
Sure. Also, Pirojsha, Godrej 1, could you give us an update on how sales on that one have been progressing?
The Godrej 1 is doing fabulously well. It's a commercial office building that we're developing in Vikhroli here in Mumbai. The project is actually primarily intended as a headquarters for the Godrej Group. Many of our own group companies will be using that space as their headquarters, including Godrej Properties. So the model we're following there is actually to sell that to other companies within the group. So from a Godrej Properties perspective, we can unlock the capital involved in the project and reinvest that in other projects. But from a group perspective, we'd like to retain control over that building. So that is very much proceeding as per plan, and it's been a very positive project for Godrej Properties, both from a operating cash flow point of view, very high margin project. So I think that's very much on track.
And what is the update on the MMRDA payment and the PE deal for your BKC project?
So our BKC project is also, still in the regulatory approval stage. We hope to launch that now in a matter of a few weeks. There are some positive developments on the project, such as the height clearance we've received is one of the highest, I think the highest so far granted in BKC, which will allow us to consume slightly higher FSI than we had initially assumed on the project. So I think the project is yet to be launched, which, as I mentioned, we hope to do in the next few weeks.
Right, and focusing on the financials, Pirojsha, if you could tell us what the current debt on your books is, and also whether you have any immediate fundraising plans.
So George, I can't talk, of course, about Q3 numbers because we haven't announced our results yet, but our net debt at the end of Q2 was about 1,600 crores, which we think is a very comfortable level for the company. Our operating cash flow performance so far this financial year has been quite strong. We've been able to demonstrate a positive operating cash flow. And I think we have no immediate plans for any entity level fundraising. The targeted debt equity level that we have always guided is between 1 to 1.5:1. And at the end of Q2 of this financial year, we were just above 1:1, so very comfortably within that range.
And finally, Pirojsha, what kind of launches can we anticipate for the rest of the year?
We do have a very busy launch calendar planned for 2013. We've added about 15 new projects so far this financial year and in the last financial year. A few of those have already been launched this financial year, but most of them remain to be launched. Both in this quarter, we have something like 6 to 7 launches that we hope to execute, but also in all of 2013, there will be a large number of launches. We don't have the exact number in place right now, but it will certainly be well above 10 launches in 2013.
And there was also a plan to focus more on the residential real estate going forward. If you could just tell us what the progress is on the same.
Well, that's correct. We do have a fairly sizable current commercial portfolio, which includes, of course, our BKC project, which includes Godrej 1, and includes some IT projects and commercial office buildings in Kolkata and Chandigarh. But aside from those, what we said is we're not interested from a new business development perspective in looking at commercial real estate at the current moment. I think, as you know, the market for commercial real estate has been a little bit weak, although we do expect that to pick up as the economy turns around and interest rates improve. But we feel strategically that residential real estate is a better fit for us. It fits better with our asset-light, capital-efficient model. Also, the Godrej brand, while very strong across asset classes, is a bigger advantage to us in the residential space. So for those reasons, we said that from a new business perspective, we'd like to focus almost entirely over the next couple of years on residential real estate.
All right, Pirojsha, thanks very much for joining us on the show and talking to us about the business outlook for Godrej Properties and indeed the overall housing market. Let's very quickly look at how Asia is faring.